Hello, hello. I have arrived. Alright, we're only, let's see. Yeah, we're only about 11 minutes late today, which is very nice. Alright, so... let's see. Okay, business. Let's see, what's the business for today? So, I guess, to start off, yeah, the schedule. We should go over the schedule, because we always go over the schedule. So, let's see, what are we... yeah, tonight, we're doing Ni no Kuni. Hopefully, I've had some issues where the, Twitch, like all the various Twitch information would not always, update, necessarily. But I think it should be good now. It looks like it's good now. Alright, so yes. So assuming that everything works, then, yes. Or well, I guess, regardless of whether or not everything works, we are still going to be playing Ni no Kuni. That is our plan for tonight. Yes, we'll be playing Ni no Kuni tonight. We'll be playing Ni no Kuni on Friday as well. And then tomorrow, I haven't the faintest clue of what we're going to do, to be honest. But I suppose we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's see. Anything else to go over before we get started here? Oh yes. Or wait, hold on. I guess not really terribly important or anything, but I have realized that the mute button on my microphone is broken. So that's odd and unfortunate. But yeah, I don't know how long it's been broken, so hopefully it hasn't been an issue for very long. But yeah, I do have a hotkey that to instantly mute myself. I muted myself in the middle of that sentence there. I probably shouldn't have. But yes, I can still mute myself, so you know, you won't have to hear me stomping around and all that when I get up to get water or whatever. You know, hopefully, assuming that I remember. Let's see. Anything else to go over before we get started? Oh yeah, yeah, depending on circumstances, I may or rather, not I, but my schedule may be changing somewhat in the near future, sort of on a personal level. It shouldn't affect the stream necessarily, but it is going to mean that I will probably have yeah, more time spent doing other things, basically. So there is a possibility that in order to sort of have some reclaim some time to work on other projects, I may have to cut back streaming just a little bit, possibly, you know, cutting down a day, possibly, yeah, I might have to stream one fewer day a week. I might need to stream for less time on any given day, or yeah, I might need to stream for less time, just sort of in general. So yeah, I will do what I can to make sure that the changes aren't too disruptive. But you know, I cannot guarantee anything, and I cannot promise anything at this point. I don't know necessarily if this change is going to go through, and it is partially a choice of mine whether or not I will go through with it. But yeah, let's see. Alright, I think that should be the extent of what I have to say before we get started here. So, now that I've said everything I need to say before we get started, let's get started. There we go. Oh dear. Alright, let's get stopped dropping things. Hold on a sec. Alright, let's play some Ni no Kuni. I've got some cords touching my microphone cord. That's unfortunate. I've got to fix that before they make, because yeah, bumping the microphone cord is a big way to get some really bad interference. So give me a second here. Oh, wait, I can't press the button to mute. Here we go. Okay, and just double checking that we have game audio. We do indeed. Alright. Now what are we doing? Alright, we need to go and get Mornstar, which is, I definitely wasn't expecting to get to be getting Mornstar like now. But I guess we are, as I discussed in a previous stream, we are like pretty far into the game in theory. Because yeah, the expected playtime, or sort of the average playtime from what I saw, was like around 40 hours. So we are genuinely coming up on the potentially the end of the game at this point. So yeah, this is the Tombstone Trail. It should be. So yeah, perhaps I shouldn't be too surprised that we're getting sort of legendary gear here. Yeah, this game has felt like, now that we're sort of back into it, I know I've talked at length before about, let's make a bridge. I haven't talked at length about, well actually I was going to say I haven't talked at length about making a bridge. I have actually. Well, not at tremendous length. But I have talked about making a bridge. And indeed, there is a bridge here now. But yeah, so not too long ago, there were times when I would, you know, I got interrupted a lot in my streaming. So the game has taken like more weeks than I sort of expected it to. But at the same time, it feels like with the actual number of streams has been less than I expected, essentially. Look at this foreboding place. Tombstone Trail, wriggling road to ruin. Ooh. Ooh, look at that guy. Here we are, the Tombstone Trail. Hey. Huh? Heading into the valley, are you? Well, we're coming with you. What? You're not serious. But come on, they must have followed us all the way here, the cheeky little beggars. You've got a gun, haven't you? Well, I'm building my own special gun. Looks like we've got some things in common. Here, look and learn. You received a new alchemy formula. Go to the cauldron to try it out. We have received the formula for gun. Dear me, were you always this cocky? But we couldn't very well go leaving you to get lost in a place like this now, can we? If anything happened, the Emperor would go flippin' spare. You don't honestly think my father would lose a moment's sleep if I disappeared, do you? He doesn't give a darn about me. All he cares about is Marcusson. Gascon, that's not... Come on, let's go. I'll go without you if I have to. Why is he giving us orders all of a sudden? Wow, I'm struggling to believe it myself. What were you thinking? Sorry? What was that, Swain? Nothing. Come on, let's go. Gascon and Marcusson are now traveling with you. Nice. Yes, I have the dog with me again today. And she's responding to me making noise. I'm not talking to you, I'm sorry. I'll talk to you later, alright? I gotta play Ni no Kuni tonight. So yeah, it seems that we are just a tad over-leveled for where we are.
Fancy your chances, do you?
Because even the dungeon NPCs are pretty much not about having us here. Oh dear. Oh, we're cursed now. That's unfortunate. Alright, get out of here, Boogie. Oh yeah, I forgot that we had Kago with us. Alright, nothing much on this little branch. Ooh. Look at this place, man. The door's so flippin' rusty it won't budge an inch. Well, we can fix that, maybe. We've got a lot of things that could conceivably fix a door, I imagine. That won't do it. Rejuvenate? No. Oh, please don't bump the microphone. Please don't bump the microphone, dummy. Secret ingredient probably won't do it. I imagine the door is probably not hungry. It might be, I guess. Alright, none of this looks like it's immediately useful, unfortunately. You're new and interesting. I want to fight you. Sunshade, Wisp, and Boogie. We'll save you for last, see if you have any neat tricks. Apparently Percival has the neat trick. My goodness. Oh, there we go. Speaking of neat tricks, we can recruit the familiar. Alright, friendship time. Whoops. Serenade, please. Very nice. Very good, very good. Yes, we will keep the Wisp. Let's see, Wispy, Whisper, Will, Winston. I like Will. We'll go with Will. Alright. Well, we have Bridge. The spell Bridge, but this bridge is not a bridgeable bridge. So we need to fix it, presumably. It feels like making a bridge out of stone would probably be better here. But who am I suppose, to assume such things? I'm no engineer. Oops, come on. First be gone. Nice. This seems like a place where you would get cursed, if you weren't already. Or maybe even if you were cursed. Oh. Man, look at that big skeleton man. I mean, I guess he's not even that big of a man. He's like man-sized. Oh dear. Okay, so we're cursed. Interesting. Well, this is approximately what I was talking about. Ooh, cheeseburger. Cursed cheeseburger. Okay, so everyone is cursed. Everyone's cursed again. I imagine that would probably be a lot worse if it weren't for the fact that all of the enemies were like afraid of me. Because yeah, as it stands, I can basically just like stand out of their way, and they won't dare approach me. I'm gonna see if the save point will remove the curse, or if I can just like wait it out or something. Because it's a bit odd to have a status effect outside of combat. We haven't experienced that yet, and it seems that yes, they do go away on their own. Because yeah, we've definitely been cursed before, but we've never been cursed outside of a fight before. And where do you think you're going? Ah, you can speak. Wow, How very observant of you, boy. Now let's have a look at you. Oh dear. Oh dear me. It would seem that you are alive and well. This will not do. This will not do at all. I cannot let you pass. We will have no heartbeat here. This area is strictly corpses only. But I'm dying to get in here. Really? We won't cause any trouble. Honest, we won't. Please let us pass, Mr. Skeleton. Over my live body. The only way you're getting past me is dead, just like everyone else. Is that clear? You'll only let us pass if we're dead? That's asking kind of a lot, you know. You think just because we're dead, we have no principles? No code of conduct to die by? So long as you breathe, you're barred. Live with it. What are we gonna do? Simple. We just do as the man says, isn't it? Time for a spot to die in, I reckon. Huh? You don't mean you want us to... Don't be daft, man. I'm not asking you to actually die. Just pretend like it ain't hard. It ain't that hard. Pretend to be dead? But how? Maybe we shouldn't be elucidating our plan to pretend to be dead in front of the man who expects us to be dead. With magic, of course. I'll get that spell book of yours and find this a spell that lets you pretend you're dead. There's really a spell for that? Okay, I guess I'll take a look. Oh, alright. Fighting time. It seems that these guys overheard our plan to become dead, and they decided to give us a hand. Unfortunately for them, we have no need of their assistance. And in fact, I am even more alive. Well, now I'm slightly less alive after getting hit by this guy, but it is what it is.
Easy.
And what it is easy, apparently. Alright, let's see what we've got. Ah, nice. Well, bye. Mwahaha. Not a pulse among them. They're dead. Dead! Come here, quick. Fresh corpses, boys. The first in years. I mean, maybe people would be more inclined to supply you with corpses if you, like, didn't deny them, like, passage through here. Unless they were corpses. Oliver, wake up. Hey, it looks like we made it. Made it into another graveyard, at least. So does this mean... Wakey, wakey. Risen already, I see. Whoa, what's that? Why, I'm your new friend. We're all friends now. Lucky you. Thanks. Now, to commemorate the event, the happy event of your death, allow me to present you with this key. Here you are. Skeleton key. Nice. It's for unlocking skeletons. This skeleton has an extraordinarily large and powerful forehead. Or maybe it just sort of looks that way because of the way his eye sockets are positioned. What's this? I'm glad you asked. You see, here on the Tombstone Trail, we don't think you have to stop having fun just because you're dead. That's why we're currently in the process of building a magnificent casino. As soon as it opens, you can use that key to let yourself in and start enjoying the millionaire death style. A casino? That's right. A place where the discerning dead can go when they want to die a little. It'll take us a few decades to build, but the wait will be worth it. A few decades? Well, there's no rush, is there? We're all dead, after all. I guess so. Thank you, mister. I've got to say, man, for a corpse animated by arcane magics from the dark beyond, that skeleton is proper friendly. He sure is. He sure is. Man, what a place this graveyard is. Looks like the locals are a little bit shy. Yeah, we still haven't found like any. Ooh, Well, we found some treasure is what we found. Oh, and we've found a trap is what we found. Unfortunate. We can probably use that curse begone to begone this curse and walk a little bit faster. Oh, actually, I can... Oh, I can do a very floaty jump when I'm cursed. This is fun. Alright, Swain, time to work your magic. Black Blade. Ooh. Actually, hold on. Speaking of things, Rogue's Revolver. Oh, and we can make it now. Nice. It's even more complex for us. Can I help you? You need something? Pardon me. I'm in the middle of the screen. Alright, hold on. Be right back. Alright, I have returned. But yeah, not sure what's got her so excited. But yeah, I think this is the very first time that we've, like, made a new piece of equipment for a party member. Or, you know, a human party member. And I suppose we've probably at least once made equipment that could be equipped by a human party member. But we haven't had occasion to equip it yet, I suppose. And we probably should start investing in accessories at some point. Yeah, these curse traps are really killer, huh? Nope, and there it goes. Just as easy as that. So they're not that bad, I suppose. Oh, and I'm going the wrong way. Don't I usually have a mini-map? I feel like I usually have a mini-map. Ah, okay, so there's a middle path here that I failed to notice. Alright. Right, isn't this up here where I saw the chest in the first place? Yes, it was. I was about to wonder why Swain couldn't get to it from, like, behind, but I guess he does kind of need to, like, hit the front of it, presumably. Very potent magic. Is that... Nope. Okay. Where are we now? Nowhere. Alright. Yeah, again, this is very much a... It feels very much like a situation where things would be a lot scarier if, What's all this in? A run-down shack, is it? Doesn't look like anybody's lived here for a long time. Well, that'll do nicely then. Let's have a kip, shall we? Are you sure that's a good idea, Mr. Derpy? I mean, it looks kind of creepy. But I guess we could rest here for a little while. This seems like a bad idea considering that a cutscene just started. Alright, Moccasin, do it just like I told you. Okay. Oh. It's no good. I'm sorry, Gascon. I just can't do it. Moccasin, are you lying to me? What? I know you can do it. It's just pretending that you can't. No, I'm not pretending. You are. Why would you do something like that? I'm not pretending. I'm really not. Uh-oh. Hey, you shouldn't pick on your little brother like that. I wasn't picking on him. I just want to know the truth. But there's no need to be so pushy. I'm sure he'll be able to cast that spell before long. Don't you see? He can already cast the spell. He can cast loads of spells. Huh? He's always been able to. Now all of a sudden he's pretending that he can't. Why would he do that? Maybe he was always watching. Maybe he enjoys watching Father tell me off. Do you really think that's it, Gascon? Yeah? Moccasin hates seeing you get told off, but he'd hate being separated from you even more. What are you... Only those who are capable of becoming sages can ascend to the throne of Hamlin, isn't that right? How can you... What are you saying that for? Because Moccasin knows it too. He knows that if he were to show promise as a sage, if he showed himself worthy of being emperor. Well, I don't need to tell you what happened. That's why he keeps pretending he's to be no good at magic. How do you know all this? Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. All I can say is that this isn't a situation I'd wish on anyone. It doesn't matter. All I want Moccasin to become a powerful wizard. I won't let you stop me helping that happen, no matter who you are. I know you won't. I wouldn't. Well, I guess that's all the rest that we're going to get out of this little shack. Not a bad place. It's avant-garde, I would say. The stonework. It's very rounded. Ooh. Man, look at that. Look at all these menacing stone figures. Ah, another robot. With neck, this robot's taking a proper battering. Hey, you don't reckon robots have ghosts, do ya? Well, if we don't go touching it, we won't get any robot spirits clanking after us. Come on, Ollie boy, on we go. Well, if there's egg ghosts, I guess robot ghosts aren't too far off. Yeah, we're definitely going to get cursed a lot, I imagine, in this upcoming battle, and I'm sure that there's an upcoming battle. I'm sure that there is. I am as sure as the day is long. Did you just make a noise? Interesting. We haven't encountered enemies making, like, unique noises on the field of battle, have we? Or not on the field of battle, off the field of battle, I should say. Come to think of it, I don't know if they make unique noises in battle either. In theory, they could. Mr. Smite makes noises. It's just me to get a lot dark there. Pardon, I need to find my inner Drippy here. Is it just me? Or did it get a lot of dark all of a sudden? I don't like the look of this. Well, you got that lantern for a reason, bud. So you're well set up. I can't see where I'm going. It's too dark. Come on, Ollie boy, use your head. You got the perfect spell for brightening things up a bit, ain't it? You're right. I sure do. Magic lamp, there we go. Nice. Hey, bud. If you pass through this cave, you'll find a mighty altar. Or you would if the path weren't blocked. They say that candlelight may open the way ahead, but I'm afraid I don't have a light. Come on, Ollie boy, brighten things up, will ya? Sure. I assume this is a fire. What are you trying to do, man? You need to light the thing, not melt them into a flippin' puddle. Fair enough, I guess. Do I have a candle lighting spell? I'm not sure about that. I'm sure, I mean, I must, right? Ah, okay. So yes, this not only produces light, it also lights things. Alright, that one's already lit. This one is not, however, lit. Oh, and I'm cursed. Well, hopefully these candles won't go out on their own. Oh, there's the egg ghost that we were talking about. Oops, wrong spell. Yeah, sorry, I'm afraid I don't have anything for you right now, girl. You just gotta lay down, okay? Alright, looks like we're fighting the egg ghost.
Here goes nothing.
Actually, I guess I don't know that it's a ghost, per se. In fact, I have reason to believe that it's not a ghost, broadly speaking. Oh. Oh no, I'm confused. That's bad. What confused me? Or am I just, like, double cursed or something? Oh, okay, so I'm stunned or something at this point, actually. Alright, not bad, not bad. Where are we now? Somewhere. Ah, the path's blocked good and proper. No amount of pushing and shoving will get us through here. Maybe there's some kind of trick to it. Does that seem a bit far-fetched? Don't have anything for you right now, I'm sorry. Do I need to put you in another room? That you'll stop being all goofy? Oh, curse trap. Curse trap. Are there like 2 curse traps there, or can you just trigger the same trap infinitely if you just walk wrong? Yeah, it is just, yeah. Unless they just stacked up like a lot of curse traps here, it does seem that you can just trigger the same curse trap indefinitely. There's no end to the curse. Unfortunate. Let's see, none of these candles seem to be out. My lamp is off. Yeah, okay, yeah, all these candles are still lit. So presumably I'm not on a time limit, or at least if I am, it's a very generous one. Which is good because of all the horrible curses that I'm being subjected to time and time and time again. Kind of make an effort to maybe not train so much before the next dungeon so that I can encounter some difficulty in it. Ah, okay. Another candle. So this should be good, yeah? Oh, there we go. Very good. Did you feel that shaking just now? What about all that noise from over by the other side? It made my lantern rattle, man. Hold on, my fairy senses tell me we might be able to carry up on the path now. My fairy senses never lie. Alright, let's get on with it. You have anything new to say, bone friend? If you pass through this cave, you'll find a mighty altar. Oh, I already read that. Alright, let's see. It was over... Well, actually, I can check the map, can't I? There we go. Nice. Further along the trail. Some kind of magic. But not potent magic. This is the kind of magic that we can fix. Or that we can... That's one heck of a thing, huh? But yes, this is the kind of magic that we can undo. Alright, don't need magic lamp anymore. Or at least, in theory, we don't. It is kind of neat that it's a spell that you can seemingly use anywhere. You don't really have much reason to use it anywhere other than here, perhaps. But you sure can use it just about anywhere. Or, well, I guess I haven't tried to use it anywhere else. But it doesn't seem like a spell that would be, like, area lock from the, It's not as context sensitive as... Ooh, pumpkins. Pumpkins are very context sensitive. Now this is the shot. That'll make a nice thumbnail. Can I talk to these pumpkins? No. Tragic. Oh, the pumpkins might talk to me though. Oh.
What's going on?
Ah. Candle abracadabra.
That flippin' great candle must be guardian monster.
I could not read his subtitle, unfortunately.
I guess we're gonna have to prove we've got what it takes to get it.
Oh, look at Oliver with
Everybody
the
ready?
confidence. That is our boy growing up. Alright, Candle abracadabra. Yeah, I should have focused on the subtitle instead of the boss name, because the boss name is going to remain. But the subtitle has faded away. Snuff out. Ooh, that sounds bad. Are we all gonna get cursed or something? No, we're gonna get blinded, actually. Big difference. Alright, magic attack should be nice. Alright, let's give a blindness begone to Oliver. Let's have everyone defend, except for Oliver, who we're going to assume control of, and we're going to shoot this enemy with an arrow of light. Because if there's one thing candles can't tolerate, it's light. Alright. Oh. Wacko lantern. Alright, good defend, good defend. Oh, very good defend, actually. Oh, wow. There's like 2 whole, things. I can appreciate that. Oh. You can see what Swain can do now. Let's see Swain's, limit break. Wow, this ghost is very resistant. Oh, Swain? Oh wow, he was right in the right place. Divine Shot, guaranteed to steal a rare item. You know, I never considered the possibility of stealing items from bosses. Nice. Uh-oh. That's nice. What are you gonna do? Oh, you're gonna do a reasonable amount of damage, I guess. Not a lot, to be honest. Here's a handy hint for you, Ollie boy. Evil types that use a lot of darkness attacks are weak against the light attacks. So it's just as well the Emperor gave you that spell, isn't it? You know the one I'm talking about, don't you? The lighty one, yeah. I do in fact know that one.
Do my best.
So yeah, pretty good damage from Arrow of Light. Oh, nice. Okay, we have done very well here. We have done well. Very good, very good. And yes, we are finally getting those high damage water bombs out of our good friend Antonio. I should probably stop picking up these healing glims because we don't need them on Oliver right now. And ooh, someone didn't defend quite properly, it seems like. But everyone's still doing pretty good. We do have, you know, hard counter to Candelabra Cadaver here. Uh-oh. Alright, maybe that was a bad time to go all out on an attack, but it is what it is. Oh, we're cursed. Nice. Cursed. Uh-oh. This one isn't too bad, I think, if I remember correctly. I don't think it does damage at the very least. No, it certainly does not. But, not doing damage isn't the same thing as not doing anything, I suppose. Let's see, can spells miss? It seems like not. Or maybe I just got lucky there. Either way, Candelabra Cadabra is not doing too good for himself. He's looking pretty ghastly around the gills. Oh. Alright, everyone else defend even if I'm not able to. Oh, wait, I can just... Oh, right. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't be super eager to, you know, just sort of, yeah, I should try to interrupt bosses when I can. I forgot that was, like, a thing that you could do.
We won!
Yes, very nice, very nice. Nice. Blind shot. Cool. Napoleon is still pretty far away from achieving his true potential, whatever that potential may be, but I am all for it.
Crikey! Back for more, is it?
Uh-oh.
It doesn't know when to give up!
Look out!
Ooh, nice.
Hey?
Huh?
Huh?
Oh, look at this lad.
Markazan!
Man, he can fly. I wish I could fly. Look at you go. Moccasin, that spell, did you? Yes. Did it, Moccasin? You got him. That was amazing. Thanks, Gascon. Moccasin, you saved us. Thank you. Oh, it was nothing. Now hurry, let's get Mornstar. He's right, you know. Come on, Nolly boy, let's head for that altar, isn't it? I assume this is the altar, so referred to.
The legendary wand must be in here.
I sure hope it is. Ooh. Oh, now that's a cool looking wand.
Look at that! What a beauty! It may be older than my mum, but it's still got a bucket load of oomph.
So this is the legendary wand. Mornstar.
We have the power.
You have done well.
Oh.
Who are you?
I am one who guides the fate of this world. And yes, it was I who summoned you here to this time.
Huh?
I had scant choice but to bring you here, for in your time, Mornstar has been mislaid. For my boldness, you must accept my apologies. Know that countless trials lie ahead of you still. Steel yourselves and fix your sights upon your goal. Until the day when you finally arrive, I shall be waiting.
He's gone.
We've seen that guy before. Reach time. Very nice. Reach time, eh? I suppose the rumors about you lot coming from the future are true, then. Never seen any masked wizards here in Hamlin, though, before. Have you, Marcus-san? No, never. Well, let's head back to Hamlin for now, Oliver. We need to take the princes back to their father. Yeah. Are you okay, Gascon? Yeah, let's... Actually, are we... No, we're not full up. Esther needs some MP. She probably won't need it immediately, because we're probably not going to get into another boss fight too soon. Or even just another fight too soon. Where's the nearest save point? Down there a little bit. Alright. Man, I want to fly. I want to be able to cast the fly spell. Alright, there we go, there we go. Save progress, yes please. Yes, our time here in the past is pretty brief, it would seem. That or something else is going to go terribly wrong before we can leave. But maybe not. This is a cool vista though. A cool little locale. I do kind of like the ambiance of this area. It's a shame that we kind of breeze through it. Yes. How are you doing, Tiberious? Very good. Thank you for asking, Sheps. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, it is a pretty zone. Yes. But yes, we have just acquired. And I should probably equip it also, but if the game hasn't already automatically equipped it to me. In fact, it hasn't. We have acquired the legendary wand Mornstar, which is apparently like the best wand, basically, as far as I understand it. But yes, we have just acquired perhaps the best wand, and it is a wand that will in fact allow us to breach time and return to the future, because we have been sent back to the past by a big masked wizard dude, whom is somewhat familiar to us. But yes, very few wizards have the aptitude and attitude required to wield this legendary wand, and we are one of them. In fact, yes, it is by the power of Mornstar alone that we have managed to surpass the incredible magical might of Anstonio, who always has been, and perhaps always will be, one of the best party members that we've ever had. Anstonio is so good, so tough, and so pretty good at casting magic. Well, I say so pretty good. He was better than, like, the main character at casting magic, whose whole gimmick is the fact that he's very good at casting magic. Granted, Anstonio doesn't have a whole lot of spells, but his defense stat is out of this world. It is. It is like, it's the highest defense we've ever seen by just a huge margin. But yeah, Anstonio is beyond belief. He is so good. But yes, how are you doing today? You're doing well today. Good. I was about to say, if I haven't asked you already, how are you doing? But yes, you are doing well. That is good to hear. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, we've got to return to the Emperor today, or return to the Emperor now. You know, ideally today, but even more ideally, like, very soon. Oh, we've hit a cutscene. Just making some dinner before bedtime. Good. What you making? Oh. I'm sorry, everyone, but this is where I say goodbye. It's time we went our separate ways. Huh? What are you talking about? Aren't you coming back to Hamlin with us? No, I'm not going back. I've got my own journey to go on. Your own journey? You mean you're running away from home? Have dinner and fish. Can't beat the classics. Indeed, that is a nice dinner. Yeah, what did I have for dinner? This is probably not a great thing that I can't remember, even though I had dinner like, I don't know, an hour ago. What did I have for dinner? Oh yeah, I had some pork and some, I had a lot of things for dinner, to be fair. I just sort of like grabbed stuff out of the fridge and just sort of, went at it. I ate like an entire bell pepper. I ate some broccoli. I ate some mashed potatoes. I ate some pork. I had some rice pudding. Yeah, I had a lot of things for dinner. I had everything for dinner, basically. Everything that I haven't already eaten today that is within my means to eat, I have had for dinner today. Hey, look after yourself, alright? Here, you'd better take this. Father gave me that sword, but you're the one who should have it. It's the kind of sword a sage should wield. A sage like you will be someday. Hey, don't cry. You don't need to be scared. If you ever get in trouble, I'll come and help you, I promise. Wherever you are, no matter how far away, I'll always be there for you if you need me. Wherever I am? Yes, I promise you. But if I'm going to live up to this promise, I'm going to have to do some training on my own. As Father keeps saying, I need to find my own role within the Empire. I need to find out what I'm good at. I won't let him down. I refuse to be disappointed. Alright, but please, come back soon. I'll be waiting for you. You do that, Marcus-on. We'll meet again one day, you'll see. I wish you and your friends all the best as well. Oliver, I hope you make it back to your time. Yeah, as well, Oliver. I hope you make it back to your time. Thanks, Prince Gascon. I sure hope we meet again someday. Yeah, I don't think you have to call me Prince anymore. Well, goodbye. Hey, wait. What is it? Are you really sure about this, Gascon? What I've decided. I'll be better off watching Marcus-on from afar, watching him become a sage. I don't change my mind once I've made a decision. That's the Gascon way. Gascon way. Well, it sounds like you're determined to be your own man. But I refuse to say goodbye. Let's just say, until next time. Okay, alright. Until next time. In the future. In your time. See you then. I'll be lurking? Alright. Good to have you here, Sheps. But yeah, thank you for the lurk. Thank you for stopping by. Take care, Gascon. Gosh, that boy really is stubborn. Come on, Oliver. Let's head back to our time. Sure thing. Gascon is no longer traveling with you. Yes, an emotional farewell for our Prince Marquesan here. Yeah, I can't imagine the Emperor will be too happy about this, but I guess this is Garçon's way of attempting to fulfill his father's wishes. So it'll be what it will be, I suppose. Oh, hold on. I never appreciated it before, but look at Drippy's stare going up and down animation. It's so good. And every day I find a new reason to appreciate Mr. Drippy. Yeah, time for a sip. I need to take a sip real quick. Sip. And it is a little bit odd, the idea that this whole city is has a roof over it, considering how huge the city is, and the fact that it's almost entirely made of metal. Seems like the kind of place where it'd get pretty hot, especially with all the big smokestacks pouring out, presumably smoke. I love all the little pig iconography here. Oh no.
Oh, the Emperor!
Your Majesty!
Father!
But why? What happened?
Shadar.
Oh no.
Shadar?
Yes, he was here. He came to demand our unconditional surrender.
Huh?
That's no good.
But let it be known, I defied him. I would not bow to that wretch.
No, don't. Don't try to speak.
Gascon.
Huh?
My son. My beloved son.
Huh?
You really thought I couldn't tell?
You
What a
knew.
good dad.
Your appearance may have changed,
Hey, dad. Please
but I
calm down a
know
little bit,
my
alright?
own flesh and blood.
Don't
What
bump the microphone
future
stand.
holds is a mystery to all men. But I know that together, you and Marquesan can, I believe in you, protect the Empire, now and in the future.
Father! No! Father! Please! Father! I got to meet you again. And now this. I just wanted to make you proud. And now... this has to happen! Damn it!
Swain.
I wonder what's taking Swain so long. I just can't believe that he's Gascon. The heir to all of Hamelin. My mind's boggled beyond all belief, man. I guess he didn't want us to know, huh? I suppose so. Won't be the same now that we know he's a prince. Well, I'm going to act like I don't know. Me too. Unless Swain wants to talk about it, I'm not going to say a word. Hmm? Oh, you don't need to worry about me, man. I'll have forgotten about all this in a bit. Couldn't remember it if I wanted to. Who, me? If there's one thing I'm good at, it's forgetting. Sorry to keep you waiting. Swain! I suppose it's time to go. But I need to say goodbye to Marcus-san first. Alright. It's today that you're leaving, isn't it? Yes, Your Highness. Thank you for everything. No, I should be thanking you. Because of you, I was able to become my father's heir, and soon I'll formally inherit his title. Yeah, I bet the people of Hamlin are glad about that and all. I mean to give them a reason to be. I want to let them to know that they have nothing to fear from Shadar. I refuse to let him defeat us. I want Gascon to be able to come back to Hamlin whenever he likes, after all. I must keep the Empire safe until he does so. You'll make a fine Emperor, Marcus-san. Gascon would be proud of you. I hope so. He always believed in me, and I shall never stop believing that he will come back. Your locket, Ollie boy. It's all aglow, man. I don't think. Must be. Marcus-san's belief in his brother must be real strong. I'm sorry, Your Highness, there's someone who needs your help. Someone who needs some of the strength that's in your heart. My heart? Whoever you're talking about. Well, Your Highness. In the future, I mean. In our time, a piece of your heart is missing. My future self? That's right, and we need you to share some of your belief with him, to help him get back to normal. My belief? Very well. I can hardly refuse my own future self the piece of my heart. Oop, okay, I'm not close enough. I'll gladly share my heart. Come, take it. The noble certainty of unshakable faith. You obtained some belief. Thank you very much, Your Highness. There's no need to thank me. Now please, give that belief to my future self. But before you go... Swain? Yes? When you return to your time, please give my regards to my future brother. I'll be sure to do that, Your Highness. Righto, Back to the Future it is. You know which spell you want, don't you, Ollie boy? Reach time, isn't it? Roger, let's go, everyone. To the future. Alright, it's time to get going. Only one use of this spell. But yes, we will return back to our home time. The quest shall continue.
Okay, all together.
Today, tomorrow, yesterday. Send us safely on our way. Oliver's gone. They've all gone.
Did we make it? Huh? Aren't we still in the same place? No way, man. That's impossible. I know when a spell works, and that spell worked right and proper. Back in our time, no doubt about it. Yeah, this place is different somehow. Swain. We made it back. That's all that matters. Now, isn't there someone we should be helping? Of course. Come on, Oliver. Let's find Marcus. Sure thing. Let's go give him his belief back. There we go. Alright, this way. Of course, this is where the Emperor lives. We already knew that. We've been this way. Come on, look, he's all dressed up. Or rather, not dressed up in a pig outfit. Get out of here. Go. Be gone, I say. Poor lad's still heartbroken, that's for definite. A shadow of his former self he is. He needs a help, he needs a dose of belief, and he needs it snappy. Come on, man. This is what his dad would have wanted. Cease your maddening chatter, Fairy. My father died 15 years ago. Do not claim to know his will. So all that carry-on was 15 years ago, was it? And this poor lad's been on his own ever since. That's tragic. Your Highness, we brought you something. A gift. It's from 15 years ago. We got it from, well, got it from you. Anyway, if it's okay, we'd like you to have it back. What did you say? What is the meaning of this? Alright, lad, it's time for you to regain some belief. What is this? This glow? What's happening? What is this warmth that spreads within my breast? What have I been doing? All this time I've been so misguided. It was Shadar, your Highness. He took the belief from your heart. My heart? My belief? Wait, I believe in people once more. I want to believe in people. It's been so long since I felt this way. Does this mean that you have saved me? Was it you who gave me back the capacity to believe? It was, your Highness. Hold on. Swain voice. It was, your Highness. I did promise, didn't I? I promised I'd come back and help you if you ever were in trouble, wherever you were, no matter how far away. Wherever I see. Now I see. You came back. I always knew that you would. Thank you. There's really no need to thank me, your Highness. Your Highness, we need your help. We want you to help us to defeat Shadar. What do you mean to say? You mean to face Shadar? That is impossibly reckless. I'm a great sage, yet Shadar was able to enter my heart and take a piece of it with impunity. And yet, I was saved, just as I was promised. Very well. I shall assist you. Together we shall defeat the Dark Djinn. Shadar's days are numbered. They sure are. Thank you so much, your Highness. I knew you wouldn't let us down. And that is why you're the Emperor, Marcusson. I've got to learn how to pronounce his name. I mean, I know how to pronounce his name, but I've got to get used to pronouncing his name.
Well.
It's
What
a fancy
are
bird
we to
again.
make of this? It seems the Savior managed to acquire Mornstar after all.
And somehow managed to travel back to the present. I would have thought that far beyond his meager power.
Indeed. The power to breach time can be used but once in a mortal's life, can it not?
It would seem that he has benefited from yet more assistance.
And that its benefactor possesses formidable powers.
Powers on a par with our own.
Oh.
This supposed helper of his is no mere dabbler in the magical arts. Such powers recall those of that ancient king without whom our magic wands could not exist. Yes, I speak of my...
But that would be a truly terrifying proposition, if one such as he were to...
Fear not. Should the need arise, I shall take action myself.
Your Radiance, you mean to say...
Oh.
I do. He cannot hope to defeat me. And I will tell you why.
Looks like we won't learn why. I guess it's got to be a secret. So we can't learn how to undermine the witch's plans. Alright, everyone, listen. In order to defeat Shadar, we must first break down his defenses. Now, the Dark Djinn is protected by a magical barrier known as the Blackbriar. The Blackbriar? Yes, it is a cloying magical barrier which no spell can permeate. Neither Rashad nor Alicia were able to overcome the Blackbriar. That is why Shadar was able to defeat them. And with the other great sages incapacitated, he was able to delve deep into my own heart and steal a piece of it. But now, Marcusson, Your Majesty. Come along now, Esther. I once fought alongside you as a child. There's no need for you to use my royal title. The same goes for all of you. Sure, Your Majesty. Don't worry, Oliver. I'm sure you'll get used to it. Now, I would dearly love to accompany you on another journey, one where we grow strong together, strong enough to defeat Shadar. But protecting the Empire has to be my first priority. There's also the small matter of rectifying the many mistakes I made whilst broken-hearted. I comfort myself with the knowledge that you now possess a wand that should enable you to defeat Shadar without my aid, Oliver. Mornstar once belonged to the Wizard King. It is said to have the power to overcome any enchantment. That must surely include the Blackbriar that protects Shadar. Unfortunately, however, the wand you have in your possession is not complete. Eh? Not complete? What are you on about? Mornstar's true power is beyond most wizards' comprehension. It is so powerful indeed that the ancient king who created it decided that its power should be divided between 3 magical stones. These 3 stones were then sealed away, far from the wand itself. So, we need to find them, right? Yes, but I have an apology to make in that regard. Huh? Why? What have you done? A map detailing the locations of the 3 stones was once in my possession. I'm afraid, however, that it has been stolen. Stolen? While I was broken-hearted, I must confess that I became rather neglectful of Alice's treasures. Books and maps would often disappear. To my shame, I often observed several such thefts. And did nothing. That sounds about right. I found it hard to care about anything much when I was broken-hearted. Well, this is a bit flippin' rum. If the thief who pinched the map uses it to get a hold of the stones, what do you think he is going to do with them? I do not know. What I do know, however, is the identity of the thief. His name is Kublai. He styles himself King of the Sky Pirates. Kublai? Of all the people to tangle with. I should have known you two would be thick as, Anyway, I don't suppose you know where he is, do you? That's the thing with the Sky Pirates. You never know where they are. They're always moving from hideout to hideout on these giant airships. Be that as it may, locating Kublai is still the easiest way for you to recover the 3 magical stones. He is very unlikely to cooperate peacefully, however. I had better teach you some new spells, Oliver. Alright, new spells time. Ward. Magical. Yeah. Magical barrier against magical attacks. Nice. Use. Produce wondrous new items that are greater than the sum of their parts. Ooh. Insight. Feel the hopes and dreams invested in an object. You'll almost certainly be doing a lot of traveling on your search for Kublai. Therefore, let me grant you one last spell. Are we going to learn how to fly? You received a page describing the travel spell. Traverse continents and oceans in the blink of an eye. It's not flight. But it might be better. What does it do, you? Marcus-on? It instantly transports you to any location you have already visited. While I'm unable to accompany you on your travels, I can at least make them pass more comfortably. That's great, and it means that we can come see you anytime we like, Marcus-on. Indeed. We'll be sure to use it to return to some of the other places you have visited on your journey and find out what has changed. If you visit the Temple of Trials, for example, you'll now be able to take part in the Coliseum series, organized by my old teacher, Solomon. Oh wow, I'd almost completely forgotten about Solomon and the Temple of Trials. Our first priority, though, is to find Kublai, King of the Sky Pirates. Come on, Oliver. The next chapter of our adventure starts here. It sure does. Let's go. Alright. Indeed, things have changed. Things have changed quite drastically. Still no being able to fly, unfortunately, but again, we may have uncovered a power greater than flight. And let's see, are people still going to be dressed as pigs now, I wonder? Or will that be a thing of the past as well? The music here is definitely different. Oh snap, everyone's all dressed up like, well, not dressed up, I guess. Oh, hello. What's with this? Entrance of Hamlet. In his wisdom, the prince has created a magic circle here which allows one to travel elsewhere in an instant. Set foot within and you'll be sent to the city's entrance in a flash. We may share the same continent, but there's no contact between Hamlin and Perdita. It's such a shame. The Tombstone Trail serves as the line that divides the continent of Autumnia in two. It's such a steep path that only the boldest or most foolhardy souls even set foot on it. Well, we set foot on it a while ago, so I wonder what that says about us. Thank you for all you've done for me. My mother will be simply over the moon when she sees these flowers. Yeah, not a whole lot of difference in the people of Hamlin. And I guess some of these people just sort of like their digs, I suppose. Or maybe they've just gotten used to wearing these. Confound it, I'm coming to the end of my tether. What's the matter, sir? You don't look too happy. I devote my every waking hour to inventing new machines, to doing my bit to hasten the majestic march of progress. I know there are limits to what one man can achieve, but I simply cannot trust my feckless assistants. You can't do it all on your own, sir. You need other people to help you. If only I could afford that luxury. If I were able to leave my assistants to their own devices, they would steal my data and sell it to the highest bidder. Gee, I feel kind of sorry for those assistants of his. If only I could convince him to give them a chance. Save your breath, Ollie boy. This fella here is broken-hearted, and it's his belief that's in short supply. If we don't help him out, he'll go on treating his poor assistants like dirt and scupper his research into the bargain. Well, we can't let that happen. Come on, Mr. Drippy. Let's help him get his research back on track. It is good of you. Now we just need to find ourselves a bit of relief. So yeah, this should be something somewhere, I believe. Let's see. There are times when I would love to join in with the cheering crowds, but I must restrain. Yeah, we don't need restraint. We don't need restraint. We already got restraint. But what we do need is whatever is within this jar. Nice. So that guy's got restraint. There's two new guys, or maybe not new guys, but people with new virtues that we could spread around. I find myself in my wife's bad books, I'm afraid. She lost her temper and threw me out of the house. Jeepers, that's no good. What made her lose her temper? Well, for years we've always celebrated our wedding anniversary together, just the two of us. But this year I had to work, and she didn't like that one little bit. So here I am, out on the street. Trouble in Paradise seems like... Oh, it's nothing serious. It will all blow over. She's a bit sad about spending our anniversary apart, but I don't think she's really angry. She's such a wonderful wife, even if she sometimes has trouble expressing her feelings. Look, the locket is glowing. Crikey, I think we found ourselves a heart filled to the brim with belief. Sorry to trouble you, mister, but I was wondering if we could ask you a favor. A favor, you say? Certainly. Why not? Now that I'm out on the street, I have precious little else to do. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. Thank you very much, mister. Alright, let's get some of that belief. If you would be so kind. Yeah, I love that this world is just full of very nice people. Very nice people who are just so willing to help. I say, are you some sort of wizard? Well, whether you are or not, you made my heart feel as light as a feather. Alright, now, time to help Science Man to do science better. But yeah, if you can't cooperate with anyone, then you're really not doing science very good at all. Alright. Get apart. Ah, treasure. There's treasure. I must have been daydreaming. How could I, when there's research to be done? I can't leave it all to my faithful assistants. Well, sir, it looks like you've got your belief back. My memory is rather hazy, but I feel certain that you have done something important for me. I must show you my gratitude, if you would do me the honor of accepting this small token. Ooh, 3 whole ice creams, nice. 500 guilders. Very nice. Very good, very good. Some kind of magic, but not potent magic, it would seem. So we might just be able to crack this one open. And find a cheeseburger, nice. Alright, let's see, so we've got... Yeah, new wand, so presumably also new spells, yeah? But it still doesn't let me use some of the other spells that I got recently, which is unfortunate. I guess maybe those are perhaps even more context sensitive than the others. Let's see, I can probably take this, to the entrance of Hamlin, and then, go from the entrance of Hamlin to the other areas that I need to be a little bit faster. Yeah, he was in his time. He was inspired by the boss area exit that we took, and he was just a wee little lad that marked us on, and he put up that magic circle for us. Oi, you in the cape? Just where in the world do you come from? Me, sir? Where do I come from? Well, you see, the thing is, can't give me a straight answer, eh? I've got it. You're a spy, aren't you? Huh? A spy? No, sir, that's not it at all. There's quite enough of your back chat. I know a spy when I see one. When I smell one. Evidently you don't, because I'm not one. Hold on, you're another one, aren't you? I've uncovered the whole spy ring. You're accusing the whole High Lord of the Fairs of being a spy. A lovable character like me. Enough of your chatter. You're not from Hamlin, therefore you're a spy. And a bleeding story. Oh, Nickers, either this guard's broken-hearted or a flippin' spy. The suspicious so-and-so has lost his belief in people, isn't it? If you don't do something, we'll be in a proper pickle. Alright, well. Jeepers, what if he stops letting people through the gate? We have to find him some relief. Indeed we do. Yeah, I like that, though most people have gone back to dressing more or less normally. Pretty much everyone's still wearing their, like, pig trotter shoes. I guess they must be pretty comfy. Let's see, are you? No. You're not the one. You are the one. Developing new technology is far from easy, but it is deeply rewarding. Gee, it sure sounds like you love what you do. What are you working on right now? Well, might you ask? I'm afraid I cannot work at present. Huh? Why not? It's my chief engineer. He came into the laboratory the other day and told us that he decided to abandon his research for good. What would make him do something like that? I have not the faintest idea, but I'm sure it will all work out in the end. He was always a man of vision, and that can't change overnight. Someday, he will dust off his lab coat and return to his research. Gee, Mr. Drippy, he sure does have a lot of belief in his boss. You're spot on there, Ollie boy. You couldn't do us a bit of a favor, could you? A favor, you say? Well, I don't see why not. Tell me what I can do for you. I'd like you to share your belief with others. Don't worry, it's not as weird as it sounds. Just hold still for a moment. I like how Oliver felt the need to preface. It's not as weird as it sounds. Oh, I feel rather peculiar. Thank you very much. I hope you get back to work soon. I have no doubt I shall be back to work before long. Alright, so then we gotta talk to the guard, give him back his belief in people. Keep him from hassling everyone in the entire city. Man, I wonder if he would be so bold as to accuse Marcus-san of spying for someone. That'd be wild, huh? Oh, gotta talk to him first, right. Come on, Ollie boy, you know the drill. Cast give heart and give this guard his belief back. Will do. Stretch. I say, what in the world have I been doing? Nito, it looks like you're back to normal. I'm sorry I doubted your intentions. I don't know what came over me. By way of apology, I'd like to give you this. Ooh, 3 slices of game pie. Pie for gamers. And 500 guilders, nice. Carrot stamps, nice. Let's see. And then the over at the Black Market is our next quest. Man, I kind of miss the pig masks and all that. They were kind of fun. Ah, there's nothing quite like an honest day's work. Except for an honest afternoon nap. And I'm feeling rather... Boy, wake up, you idle lump. I pay you for work. Come on, chop chop. I'm sorry, Governor. Got into you lately. Sleeping on the job, I ask you. Any more of this nonsense, you'll be in for the high jump. Right, Governor. I'll roll up my sleeves and work hard, I promise. Hey, wake up, mister. Your boss will fire if you don't. Oi, you want this job or not? Yes, I love my work. It's just that when I get sleepy, I can't resist. I've got it. What Sleeping Beauty's missing is some good old-fashioned restraint. If he keeps hitting the sack, we'll end up getting the sack. What's the plan, Ollie boy? Yes, it is time for some restraint for this man. Can't let him lose his job. We have to help him. There's no time to lose, man. Let's restore his restraint, and fast. Let us indeed. Alright, flex that wand of yours. I like that. Alright, restraint. Yeah, we're only... Yeah, 3 virtues. 3 virtues. 3 virtues away from having collected all of them at some point. Huh? Oh, what was I doing? This is a place of work, not a hotel. So, you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at last. I was worried you'd snore me out of business. There'll be no more of this napping nonsense. I'm ready to pull my socks up, roll up my sleeves, and get to work. I owe you gentlemen my thanks. This isn't much, but I want you to have it. Drowsy drops gem. I think that might have been your problem. You might have had too much sleep essence in your pocket there. But we have achieved another stamp. Or another stamp card, I should say. And achieved is an odd way to phrase it, I suppose, but you know. We have completed another stamp card. We've completed 3 stamps, but another card. So yeah, so now we can finally get some restraint from the guy who like doesn't eat because of his incredible willpower, so that he'll, you know, eat, which is good. But yeah, we can go like wherever now. That's nice. I am starving, but I am at a critical juncture in my work. I shall control my appetite until my research is done. Fella's got more than a fair restraint and gets driven him a bit balmy. You couldn't spare us a little bit of your heart, could you, before you go and collapse in a heap? Piece of my heart, you say? Well, I suppose so. You do know what you're doing, don't you? Sure we do. Now, if you could just hold still for a second. No, you really should, maybe you should be a little bit more careful with credentials before you just go giving anyone pieces of your heart. But, it is what it is, I suppose. Oh, I say, I've never felt so hungry in my life. My stomach thinks my throat's been cut. Without some nourishment, I will surely collapse, and what good would that do to my research? I do declare it is time to dine. I think that's for the best, sir. I sure hope you enjoy your meal. Ah, I thank you. I've learned a valuable lesson today. Too much restraint can be bad for one's health. Alright. So yeah, so we got some restraint out of him. What's the... Where is our next objective, I wonder? Because it's not here, obviously. It probably won't show me necessarily. Also, there's information... I was about to say there's information on Tahiti that we're missing, but there's not. There's information on... Ooh. Okay, so it seems that the Wizard's Companion here has gone a little bit without being updated. Because the Emperor of Hamlin does not look like this. The Emperor of Hamlin doesn't look like much of anything right now because he's not alive anymore, sadly. But unless Marcusson just grew a mustache for a while and recently shaved it. Yes. Actually, we should take the opportunity to read up on Autumnia, I think. It's been a little bit since we did much reading. So yeah, I think we'll do that, and then we'll wrap up for tonight, perhaps. Maybe, I don't know. Do we want to? Do we want to wrap up already? Oh, I'm getting a little bit tired. Of course, this guy, unless this guy's been, like, maintaining the same shop for, like, 15 years. That's a pretty recent drawing. Maybe it's his father or something. Father, older brother, anything like that. But yes, the Temple of Trials. In the northeast part of the Shimmering Sands lies an ancient structure known as the Temple of Trials. Pardon. The temple, protected by a fearsome stone guardian, was built to provide tuition for would-be sages. Wizards fortunate enough to train here must both... Oh wait, hold on. I've read this, haven't I? Maybe not. But the test of wits and the test of friendship before facing a final, far more difficult challenge. It is generally agreed that only wizards who are capable of overcoming the third test have the capacity to become sages. Visitors to the temple may be fortunate enough to be granted an audience with the Supreme Sage, a wizard believed to have resided in the temple since its construction. The Supreme Sage is the Grand Master of all things pertaining to familiars and will impart his wisdom and advice to those he deems worthy. A visit to the Supreme Sage is imperative for any wizard who wishes to make an impression on the battlefield. Yes, so we've definitely read about Shipwreck Shore and the stone bits. But Autumnia is pretty new to us, broadly speaking. Located to the east of the Summerlands, Autumnia's harsh terrain is broadly divided between Billy Goat's Bluff in the north and the Pig Iron Plain in the south. Autumnia was once home to several rival kingdoms, but of them, only the southern state of Hamlin claimed to be more than a shadow of its former self. Nevermore, a recently renamed castle, once the royal palace of a now devastated kingdom. Perdita, a small and relatively unknown village where fables and rumors about the Savior are rife. The Miasma Marshes, a deeply unsettling place redolent of human tragedy. The regrets of the dead are said to haunt the marshes still. The Tombstone Trail, a dark and eerie valley filled with tombs said to belong to ancient priests. The Tombstone Trail is the only path between northern and southern parts of Autumnia. Hamlin. Hamlin is an ancient imperial city that has been a cradle of scientific and magical research for generations. Located in the heart of the Pig Iron Plain, in the southern part of Autumnia. Hamlin, seat of scientific and magical learning. Look at this lovely, lovely image. Hamlin is the largest city in Autumnia and the capital of what is often called the Pig Iron Empire. It is a popular destination for the less magically minded, and as its modern facilities make it an easy place for non-wizards to live. The city is continuously being improved, the latest development being a system of tracks to allow whole buildings to be moved around via the power of steam. The main complaint voiced by visitors to Hamlin is that all the industry and machinery produces a thick fog that sits heavily in the lungs. Yeah, it sure does, what with the lack of ventilation, or rather, yeah, with the, ceiling entrapping all of this terrible vapor, I'm sure. City, Hamlin. Climate, breezy and chilly, being situated on a high plateau. Local delicacies, black truffles. Character, inquisitive and energetic, but rather cold and indifferent at first. Festivals, the royal procession. Local sports, competitive truffling. The common march of progress. The citizens of Autumnia are united by their inquisitive natures and their desire to support and protect their empire. As a result, large-scale scientific military projects are quite normal. Such projects are always kept top secret, of course, but rumors suggest that Hamlin's latest development, the Porco Grosso tank, is several leagues ahead of any weapon in the other nation's respective arsenals. Local delicacies, black truffles. This extremely rare variety of edible fungus has a wonderful aroma. It is said to be served to the emperor as an accompaniment to every meal. Hamlin at its best, the royal procession. The procession is a traditional event that sees the emperor make his way through the streets of Hamlin. It is also an opportunity for the empire to show off its very latest technological advances. Symbols of Hamlin, the pig. Surprisingly, as it may seem to those who have visited modern-day Hamlin, the city was once known for its large-scale pig rearing. Indeed, pigs could be credited for Hamlin's present prosperity, having been responsible for rooting out the black truffles, which account for the empire's wealth. Interestingly, Hamlin pig is now a term of abuse applied to those who fixate upon work to the detriment of their appearance. Scant reward for all the pig's labors. Indeed. Let's read about Tahiti, because I think we haven't stayed in Tahiti yet, have we? That's probably why we don't have much lore on Tahiti. Oh wait, did we? Well, one way or the other, we've got an easy way to fix the problem of maybe not having stayed in Tahiti. We can just go to Tahiti. Alright, we're back. Let's see, what's new in Tahiti? Oh, lots new in Tahiti. Wow. So yeah, when he really wasn't kidding when he said, yeah, check out how places have changed. Ah, hold on. You've stayed here before, right? Let's sleep again just to be careful. Okay, yeah, we've definitely been here before. I'm confident we have. I'm confident we have. We'll save anyway, just in case. Or, well, not just in case, but, you know. We'll save anyway, because that's what I do whenever I'm prompted to be able to save. Alright, so let's read up on Tahiti as well. Tahiti, a small isolated island in a thick forest, untouched by human hand. Not even the most adventurous of the fishermen who work nearby have dared to enter the forest, and very few people know what secrets it contains. The Fairy Ground. Hidden away inside the forest is the village home of the fairies. The village is overlooked by a mountain that's so large its summit is wrapped in cloud. The Fairy Ground. A village deep within the forest. The Fairy Ground is a curious village hidden deep within the forest at the center of Tahiti. It is home to all manner of fairies who light up the dark forest with their constant laughter and grilled cheese snacks. Ooh. I don't like grilled cheese, actually, come to think of it, but, you know. Ooh. Anyway. Let's have a sip real quick. Sip. Climate. Hot, but cool in the shade of the trees. Local delicacies. Very rare bit. Local character. Cheerful and big-hearted. Festivals. The Tidy Titters Comedy Festival. The Cavity Club. A legendary venue where all of the great fairy comedians cut their teeth. Comedians have 3 performances a day to show the audience what they're capable of and hopefully get some laughs in return. The Cavity Club audience are a famously tough crowd, and fairies know if they can make it here, they can make it anywhere. Alright, no more lore. No more lore about places that we know anyway. Spring Realm, actually, hold on. There's quite a bit of lore, actually. Well, we'll get to this lore later, I think. Ah, okay, so yeah, between Tahiti and Autumnia is the Winter Isles, which we haven't been able to go to yet. But I imagine we will, you know, soon. Yeah, let's see, is there anyone who has virtue to should be shared? Feels like there's less and less of us lot every year. Tragic it is. What am I saying? We'll come back. If I don't believe that, who will, eh? I ain't given up just yet. Boy, you do sure do seem determined, Mr. Fairy. What is it that you won't give up on? Who are you when you're at home? Who are you when you're at your... Who are you when you're at home? Don't suppose it matters. Let me explain. You've heard there's less fairies these days than there used to be, isn't it? Sure, I don't know the exact details, but I think I heard that they went to another world or something. I don't remember hearing this, but... It is well informed you are. Not bad for lately. It's because it's hard to live in the world live by here in this world than it used to be. There's all creatures gone nuts and bad vibes and that. Terrible it is. Isn't it though? Tries the patience something rotten. But I ain't given up on our world just yet. One day peace will return and the fairies will fly fill the forest and fields once more. Hey, Mr. Trippy, that's a real strong belief, huh? Give this one to me, Ollie boy. Oi, you, give a lend of your belief, will ya? Bit of my belief? Ah, the old take heart trick, is it? That's the one. Ollie boy here might look like a lily, but he's actually sort of a wizard. Sort of? God, I ain't seen a wizard in donkey's years. Go on then, help yourself, lad. Really? Gee, thanks. Alright, thank you. And adjust my seating a little bit here. Very nice, very nice. Tidy, I hope my heart will go on to help many souls in need. Yeah, it's nice that these people know that they're helping. Oh, it's you! Hey, bud. Oh, I say, how jolly lovely to see you again. Who would have thought we'd end up meeting in a rummy old place like this, eh? Nice to see you too, sir. How'd you wind up in here? Well, I chartered my ship to an old Autumnia and spied this place from atop the crow's nest, as it were. Looked rather jolly, so I thought I'd come take a look. And lo and behold, I found myself in a town full of fairy folk. I really ought to jot down my first impressions, what? See it now. Oh, bother. You're kidding me, right? I wish I were old stick, but I rather seem to have mislaid my diary once again. I really am a most insufferable blockhead. You flippin' are? You really flippin' are? This is the third flippin' time. I rather fear it is, yes. Do you think you might be able to help a silly old sausage out one last time? I sure will. I sure will. Sure, leave it to us. Marvelous. Tally-ho, what? Tahiti ain't too big. One half-decent clue should put us on the right track. Well now, let me see. I did happen across a little corker of one what I call a grotto or cave on my wanderings. Yes, took the weight off the old plates of meat with the aid of a fallen log and jotted down a few choice ponderings. Very pleasant. Cave? I've never seen a cave round by here. Still, if you say so, let's go and have ourselves a goosey gander, shall we? I remember that cave. It's probably the crab cave. The crab cave full of crabs. Dickas, man, why can't I stop myself? Something the matter? You seem kinda upset. Too right, I flippin' well am. I love making people laugh, see. And I've been doing all over doing comedy and that. Raised smiles from here to Winter Isles I have. Ooh, you've been in Winter Isles. Cool. We were just talking about that. What's exactly so tragic about that? I'm just getting to that, didn't I? The thing is, recently, see, I can't help coming out with jokes in completely the wrong situations. The other day, I tried doing a funny when I went to visit my old buddy who's laid up sick in bed, and before that, I was at his proper important meeting. Yeah, that doesn't sound too good. I can't help myself. I just comes out with whatever comes into my head. I'm there going, now, not now, not now, not now, but before I knows it, it just happens. I think I see the problem. Heartbroken you are. You had your restrained soul in, didn't it? Have I now? That makes sense, I suppose. But don't worry, I reckon we can help you out. What do you say, Ollie boy? Alright. Definitely. Restore the fairy's restraint and improve his comic timing. Now that's my kind of quest. Lady, don't forget now, it's restraint we need, and plenty of it. We have that, right? Got some restraint there, ain't it, Nolly boy? Go on, cast Give Heart, hand it over. Alright, will do. Yes, now that we can just sort of go hither and yon, it is a lot easier to do these quests now, or it's a lot faster at least. I wish I had the ability to fast travel back when I, had that, had to go all the way back to, what was it, Ding Dong Dell for that. Enthusiasm, was it, that they had in Ding Dong Dell? I don't know. I just remember I had to take a long trip to get something for a quest. Oh, that's a proper funny feeling that is, but nice, mind you. So, do you feel any different? Do you know what? I reckon I do. I don't feel like blurting out jokes willy-nilly anymore. Ah man, you've proper sorted me out. Yeah, to say thanks like. 3 bars of fairy chocolate and 300 guilders. Nice. And of course, now that they're much easier to complete, it seems that the broken-hearted restoration quests are a bit less rewarding now. But what is more rewarding? Treasure chests that we can open now that we couldn't open before. Let's see, Litley here isn't old enough for a quest, I suppose. Did I do something wrong, sir? I'm real sorry if I offended you. Shut up, man. What are you apologizing for? It's not your fault old Zip Lip here is refusing to open this trap, is it? Oi, you, what's your problem? Nothing personal. Just like, don't see the problem and all that. How do nice weather we're having rubbish is all. You don't see the point in paying your customers the most rudimentary of courtesies. Flip man, what kind of flippin' shopkeeper are you? Calm down, Mr. Drippy. I will not flip and calm down. You are a disgrace to the fairy race, man. I've never seen such a disgusting display in all my long years. Drippy wants to see the manager. Oh, hang about. He's probably heartbroken, isn't it? Lost his kindness or something. Service without a smile. Oh no. You're right. He probably has, huh? Shall we help him to get it back? Who flippin' right we shall. Me leave one of my fairy comrades in need. Never. One supersized portion of kindness coming up. Alright, let's see. I wonder where we would acquire some more kindness. Nickers and Flip, I'm gonna have to skip town, man. Skip town? Are you in some kind of trouble? Yeah, what's it to you, big ears? You fairies don't take kindly to eavesdroppers, you know. Oh, sorry, Mr. Fairy, sir. I'll forget I heard anything. Nah, man, you're involved now. You have to help me. But I didn't even know what you did. You aren't going to ask me to do something bad, are you? Don't be daft. All it is, I've gone and got my buddy's whole slapstick collection stolen. Stolen? Gee, how did that happen? Well, I wanted to try my hand at the spot of the old slapstick humor, see. So I borrowed a few slapsticks from my buddy and went off into the woods for a bit of practice, like. Then these beasties jumped me, and next thing I know is here I am, flipping completely slapstickless. If my buddy finds out that's the end of our comedy duo, it's curtains for certain. Give us a hand, man. There's a pal. Get all 3 slapsticks back for me, would you? If we can get them back in time, we'll never know I borrowed them, innit? Comedy of errors. Ta, man, you're an absolute lifesaver. So do you remember what kind of creatures stole the slapsticks? Yeah, wishing wombats they were. Ran off looking proper pleased with themselves, the cheeky little blighters. I guess they really like slapsticks, huh? They might not give them up too easily. Exactly, that's why you have to blind them first, then they won't be able to stop you taking the loot back off them once you beat them. Blind them, beat them, then bring back all 3 slapsticks. Piece of cake. Now get to it. Ah, okay. I was gonna say... Okay. So yeah, I forgot that quest givers don't stop shining once they have given you quest. Hold on. There we go. There's the one I want to talk about. I feel proper rotten, man. I got the shivers and everything. Are you okay? You look kind of sick. You got this from jumping in the river when them littlies got born, didn't it? Bingo. Got carried away, didn't I? And now... Did you take some medicine? I ain't got none, have I? And I can't go foraging for ingredients in my city. Hey, you couldn't be a pal and get them for me, could you? Sure. Ah, man, I owe you one. Don't be daft. We fairies have to stick together, isn't it? What are those ingredients then? Let's see now. A bunch of booster shoots, a bundle of slumber knot leaves, and a bottle of spring water. Oh, we can do that. Lady, we'll be right back. We don't even need to be back. We can just, be here. Sorry to keep you waiting. I brought the ingredients for your medicine. Say ta. Ta. Now I can finally get better. And when I am, I'm not jumping in that river again. That's a promise. Well, I guess it was kind of a big moment, but maybe you shouldn't do it again. There's no danger of that, man. Don't worry. Here, this should make up for the trouble of getting them ingredients. It really was no trouble at all. Ooh. Chocolate bonbons, Babana flans, 700 guilders. Man, I wish that the last part rhymed. That would have been nice. But yeah, we are really getting stamps like nobody's business. We are so exceedingly meritorious. Oh hey, these folk are back. I can't take it. This forest it's just too much. Darling, pull yourself together, please. What are you so frightened of all of a sudden? Hi there, is there something wrong? Oh, it's you. You have to help. My husband's getting to have another funny turn. I don't know what it is, but I'm petrified of traveling all of a sudden. I don't think I can carry on being a peddler if I stay like this. He seems... Yep, broken-hearted. This time it's courage he's lacking. Man, I really hope this couple doesn't, keep getting successively broken-hearted, because it's going to be rough for them if it is. Also, man, they must be, doing quite some business if Shadar is, this big on preventing them from doing business. Well, there's nothing for it, I suppose. Them being old friends of ours and all. We best help them out, eh? Indeed, indeed. Let's see, do we have courage? I mean, I have courage. I don't know if we have courage to spare, though. We don't. So we'll get to that, I suppose. Let's see, yes, okay, so everyone here is accounted for. You know, I said we were gonna end things, but we're not gonna end things just yet. We're not gonna end things just yet. Where do we want to go next? I don't know, let's check out Castaway Cove, see what's new there. Let's see if the boat goes with us when we travel. Because if not, that's going to be somewhat troublesome. Oh, it does. Nice. And off in the distance I see Antonio's kin. Though he has far surpassed them at this point, they still remain a reminder of the great journey he has undertaken. Of the tremendous power that he wields now. Nice, nice. Ah, you look like you need problem solved. Oh, hold on, is this the mayor? There's no reason for me to stay in town. I shall leave and find a place where I might live on my own. Live on your own? What in the name of the ancients is this madness? Is everything alright? Ah, perhaps you can make my brother see sense. He is claiming that he wishes to live alone, outside of town. Wait, is this not the mayor? This is the mayor, right? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. This is the mayor, right? Alright, so it seems that there's not a whole lot of, I look up Castaway Cove Mayor and I don't get a lot of results, or at least none that are useful. Huh? But it's too dangerous. There's so many monsters out there. Ha! I would rather live alone among monsters than among the two-faced citizens of this town. Everyone here thinks me a fool. They tell me otherwise, but I do not believe a word. That is simply not true, brother. No man thinks you a fool. Not one. Silence. I do not believe you. I do not believe anyone in this town. I've had enough of your lies. He doesn't believe anyone at all, huh? It kind of sounds like he's heartbroken, huh? No doubt about it, Ollie boy. He's lacking belief, isn't it? Indeed. Where the heart isn't. Alright, Mr. Derpy, let's go find him some belief. Let's, maybe find, the mayor? Is this not the mayor? Okay, we've got belief, so we can fix him one way or the other. Right then, Ollie boy. Cast give heart and restore the poor lad's belief, isn't it? Maybe he just looks like the mayor. Maybe he's like the mayor's son or something. Perhaps that is the case. Yes, we've got just the thing to fix this man. One way or the other. I was going to leave the town of my fathers. I was unable to trust anyone here. But you no longer feel that way? I do not. Dear brother, forgive me. I caused you great concern, I am sure. Now it would appear that you were responsible for bringing me to my senses. Thank you. Please accept this. A Rise and Shine gem and 750 guilders. Ooh. And that's another stamp card. Nice. Oh, hey. Ah, right. The classic. Ollie, there you are. You crossed the desert too, I see. What exactly are you wearing? You look ridiculous. Well, we didn't really have a choice. Everyone has to wear a swimsuit here in Castaway Cove. Ah, swimming. I used to love being in the water. But it's not quite the same when you're a ghost. You don't even get wet. Gee, I'm sorry to hear that. Don't worry about me, Ollie. There's plenty of good things about being a ghost. Hey, is it just me, or do you look like someone who's taken the trials? Ah, taking them. He didn't just take them, shorty. He passed them with flying, flippin' colors. He did he? Well, bully for him. Come and show off to me when they're calling him the Sage of Ages. As polite as ever I see, big head little so-and-so. Anyway, looks like you're well on your way to becoming a sage now, Ollie. I suppose your Nazcon is coming along nicely too? No? My, Nazcon? Nazcon, he said, is the language people used to speak ages ago. Proper ancient it is. This bitch in your wizard's companion if you look. Very well. So you know something after all, Pipsqueak. Yes, the very first wizard's companion is written in Nazcon script. And there are still bits and pieces of it in modern editions, like yours too. That's why every copy contains a guide to the Nazcon alphabet. Wow, that's pretty neat. I'm glad you think so, Ollie, because I've prepared a special puzzle for you. One that'll test your Nazcon comprehension. Now, open your Wizard's Companion and turn to the page headed The Tools of Wizardry. If you look closely, you'll see some ancient Nazcon script there. Your task is trying to decipher it. Let me know when you've worked it out. Alright, so back over to page 13, I guess. Man, I feel like I'm suddenly being asked to take a test that I forgot to study for. So where's the Nazcon? What am I looking for? Hold on. Oh wait, hold on. This guy is what he's saying, isn't it? So let me... I suppose I'll need like a pen or something. Hold on. Actually, I don't have a pen handy, but what I do have is a pen tablet. Handy. Alright. So we're gonna go a little bit longer until I solve this this puzzle here. Alright, time to bust out, well, I guess just, you know, any sort of digital art program. Alright, let's position this window thusly. So yeah, you won't be able to see this, unfortunately, but you know, it is what it is. I should set up a scene for digital art at some point. Oh. Or I should reset up a scene for digital art. I was able to do it, you know, before. But yeah, I haven't done an art stream since switching over to OBS Classic. Alright, so let's take a note of what this man has said. So we've got... Alright, my pen battery's dead. So, alright, plan B. Let's actually find a pen. Hold on. Let me actually go on break real quick. The greatest trial of all, literacy. Yes, I have a pen now. I have paper, which you definitely can't see, unfortunately. Yeah, so we got two of these little... They look almost like... Sort of like someone was kind of drawing a cat, but like half of one. They sort of gave up halfway. And I'll try to... also replicate their relative position to each other, just in case that's relevant to the reading of Nazcon. And then we got one that looks sort of like a... sort of like a trail marker, like someone's coming up on a trail marker. And then we got this one that's all kinds of loopy. It's got like a triangle and then it's got a big spiral. Man, we're doing a language learning stream today. And then we got this one that may be two symbols, I'm not quite sure. Alright, so I've got all the symbols written down. At least all the symbols that I am able to draw out. Oh, that's actually quite a lot more symbols. Hold on. Is there... Okay, there's no more legible Nazcon there. But this is a horse of a different color. So on the sash is a different set of symbols. This one looks like a clock almost, the second one. The first one looks like... I'm not sure what that is. I suppose none of these are, like, anything necessarily, but, you know. Oh, hold on. Ah, actually. Okay, so the spiral... I don't know if I can, like, zoom in super close, but, the spiral has appeared under two different, like, upper parts, which implies to me that it's, like, a separate symbol. And we've got, like, a spiral crossed over by, like, a half triangle. I never was very good at taking notes. But I guess I will have to be if I am to be a wizard. And be a wizard I shall. No one will stop me from being a wizard. Alright, we got this one that looks like a clock again. It looks slightly different from the one before, but that might just be just a slight difference in the penmanship. Then we got the spiral one again. Then we got the triangle that sort of turns into the clock shape one. Alright, alright, alright. So I've got all these symbols written down. I have no idea what any of them mean. So let's figure that out. Where's Nazcon? There's a table of contents, I'm pretty sure, so maybe I should have just referred to that. But here we go. Okay, so it's a pretty simple cipher, it looks like. I and J are the same letter for some reason. That's interesting. And U and V. That's not uncommon, I suppose. Ah, okay. So this one that looks like sort of a river, two like swirls together, is an S. Are you trying to get out? Going out? Alright, hold on. Alright, be right back. Once again. I've returned once again. Yeah, I guess we'll take it from the top. So yeah, so spiral into clock is A. Spiral with a backwards L is B. We haven't encountered the symbol for C. That's an E. I do believe. It's the cat-looking one. That's an L. Yeah, the one with the triangle and the swirl that are all sort of one. Or with the swirl sort of leading towards the triangle. What is that? I might have written it down wrong, actually. Ah, no, that is a Z, it looks like. And so, yeah, so the swirl and sort of... what am I looking for here? Ah, that's a K, I think, actually. And then sort of the... Ixel. or Lesky. He looks like the thing that the wizard was saying was. And so yeah, now for the other one. So the triangle and the swirl. It's not B. This is a different character from the B. It's an R. An R. And so the clock-looking one, or the one that I sort of decided somewhat arbitrarily looks like a clock, is, let's see. I think, yeah, because I've got to remember the characters. The characters on the cloak are oriented differently. The characters on the cloak are oriented differently. They're not right side up based on this. So yeah, so that must be an E. R-E-B. Man, I really wish you could see this. This is kind of fun to work at, actually. It's a very simple sort of puzzle, but it looks like this symbol looks like a T, but I've written it like upside down, I think, or one wrong way, certainly. Oh no, it must be, okay, that must be an I/a J. R-E-B-I/J. Then so sort of the blocky shape with a triangle, or with a triangle connected to it. What might that be then? It's not Y. Not Y. Ah, it's an F. So Reb-B or Reb-Jif. Reb-Beef or Reb-J. So next is, what is that? Ah, we've seen this one before, haven't we? Or no? Oh, no. Yeah, that's the one that I thought I could be, but it's the other one that looks like it. Where is it now? I saw it just a little bit ago. Like a triangle crossed over by a circle. Or a swirl. But like the other way around. It's not A, not B, not C, not D, not E, not F, not G, not H, not I, not K, not L, not M, not N, not O, not P, not Q, not R, not S, T, E. R-E-B-I-F-T-S. Let's see, you've seen the symbol before. Ah, that's an E. I think Nazcan might be like, the letter order of Nazcan might be like backwards from what I'm used to. Alright, that's an N. And a triangle crossed over by a swirl. I think I wrote it a little bit inaccurately, but that's definitely an I/a J. And then another F. So I'm not able to make any sense of any of this. Did you look at the page headed the tools of wizardry? You just need to decipher the Nazcan that's written there. I'm talking about the Nazcan that's actually part of the original picture of book. Anything else on the matter is probably just doodles done by a bored apprentice wizard. So I think the thing that the Ixzel is probably not anything. That's probably the work of a bored apprentice wizard. So R-E-B-I/J F-E there's S-E-N-I-F. So this is nothing. This is nothing that I am able to discern. Alright, so maybe... So we need to, maybe cross-reference a little bit here. Nope, don't need spells. Where's the... That's not it. Don't we have, like, a table of contents? Or, yeah, we do have a table of contents, but we have to, like, go through it, manually. So, yeah, so this is nothing. That's, nothing, as established. This is something, but it's, like, written, wrong. Or, like, not written wrong, but, I don't know. Probably again, the issue is just that I wrote it wrong, basically. So that looks like. Alright, so let's take it from the bottom, I guess, maybe. Or, no. Because that doesn't look like... That looks like it's part of the page. This looks like it could be something else. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, that looks... Yeah, because there's like white around it. So that's clearly an area that wasn't inked in. Or... I don't know that this thing is written in ink, but I guess I would assume so. That seems reasonable. So... That looks like an R. I can't think of anything else that it would be. Yes. Well, I guess maybe we should look at the section that's actually about, like, you know, reading. How to read it. Yes. Aeons ago, when the Nazcan civilization was at its peak, the language we spoke today was written using a different and considerably more ancient lettering system, one that has come to be known as the Nazcan script. A guide to its alphabet, indicating the modern letters to which the symbols correspond, is displayed on the opposite page. In its most ancient form, the Nazcan did not even consist of what we would call letters, but comprised instead a dizzying variety of tripartite glyphs. However, the laborious nature of their production meant by the time most of the renowned sagely writings were produced, words were already being rendered using individual symbols. These symbols were historically written and therefore read from right to left. Aha! I'm right. I was right. Wow. I'm genuinely very surprised that I intuited that. Yes, it was not until the Middle Ages where the loose sleeve many associate with wizardry became popular that the practice was abandoned, much to the dismay of washerwomen, who had been eyeing ink-stained wizard robes as a potential gold mine. Nazcan script is notable for its lack of both spaces between words and of punctuation in general. Hot-blooded young wizards in training are often heard complaining of the difficulty this creates in determining where words and sentences begin and end, but it is generally accepted that reading Nazcan should not prove challenging to those with realistic sagely ambitions. Fair enough. To address the complaint more directly, the fact that the vast majority of modern scripts now incorporate these features is a consequence of the spread of literacy beyond rarefied scholarly circles, and the concomitant need to assist the common reader. More astute souls will by now have noticed that Nazcan script does not distinguish between lower and uppercase letters. In fact, it was not until the development of the printing press many centuries after the fall of the Nazcan civilization that such a distinction was conceived. Indeed, the two categories were named after the upper and lowercase drawers, or cases, in which the movable type was stored, but that is a digression for another time. Finally, it is, as the accompanying guide clearly shows, the constituent letters of Nazcan and modern alphabets do not correlate exactly. This is due to the fact that certain modern letters were invented long after the Nazcan alphabet fell from use, while certain Nazcan letters were ultimately the victims of modern printing methods, which saw them rendered as pairs of other letters. For example, our letter W is a modern rendering of the Nazcan double U, VV, and U being itself the ancient equivalent of both the modern V and U. The Nazcan letter the, meanwhile, survives only as a sound and is now rendered as a combination of T and H. Likewise, it is now rendered as a combination of C and H, and is a combination of E and I. A novice's guide to reading the ancient text. find the beginning of the passage and start reading right to left, using the guide on the opposite page to decipher the ancient symbols. Remember that the Nazcan script features no spaces, no distinction between lower and uppercase letters, and no punctuating marks. You will need to engage your brain in order to fork out where the words and sentences begin and end. Be aware that some of our modern letters did not exist in the Nazcan alphabet, with J, U, and W being represented by I, V, and double V, respectively. Remember also that the two modern letters are sometimes represented by one ancient symbol, namely TH, CH, and EI. That's something down there. I suppose as a little bit of homework, we'll decipher this. So we are going a little bit over time here, but this is fascinating, so I'm not going to stop. Maybe I should, but I won't. And yes, I'm writing these backwards to as a sort of visual aid to myself, but I probably shouldn't get in the habit of doing that if I'm going to be reading Nazcan to any great degree, which I may or may not do. I don't know. I don't know how much the game is going to expect that of me. But that corresponds to G. This character corresponds to... oh, what is that? That's not a C. Ah. O. O. Let's see. Then a curve with a swirl going down and through it. D. Good something. Let's see, what? We've deciphered this one before. Good L. This one's U/V. That one's a C. And I've already figured out. Good luck. Thank you. We will certainly need it. So, I don't think... yeah. Fine. Okay, so I think I might be interpreting the letter that I read as F wrong. No, it looks right. I might have written it down wrong, but I don't think I did, basically. So, fine. STFI. Surely that's not an F, right? Is that... yeah. Yeah, F-I-N-E-S-E. Yeah, directly above the T is what seems like it must be an F. So maybe it's a coincidence, I guess. F-I/J. Hold on. Finest fiber. Finest fiber. I don't know if... maybe the space will be my undoing here. There we go. Well done. Yes, we wizards should always wear robes woven from the finest of fibers. Okay, so I failed. Essentially, the issue here was that I failed to draw the distinction between where one word ended and the next began, which is fair, if because I didn't have the knowledge that Nazcan didn't have spaces. Yes, finest. Yeah, I read fine, and my first problem was the fact that I was reading it backwards. My second problem was the fact that I read fine and then assumed that was where the word ended, and then went STF STFIBER, which is nothing. But finest fibers, indeed. Mine are made of material from the sky tree. How about that? Really? My clothes are made from the sky tree too. What? Only sages are allowed to wear sky tree clothes. You're not a sage. Now, little face, don't get in a tizzy. The old lady down by the boutique gave us them for free, isn't it, Ollie boy? For free? Fluky little. And here I am about to give you something else brilliant, and I suppose you did solve my puzzle. Here. Vacate. Ooh. Oh. I guess, yeah, that seems like a dungeon escape spell. Yeah, I was thinking it would be like a escape from battle spell, because we could really use those from time to time, let me tell you. Thanks, Horace. Don't mention it. It's the least I can do for another wannabe sage. Now, I think it's time for me to move on again. I think I'll stow away on one of the ships that visit the harbor here. Oops. Well, we'll see. Oh, wait, hold on. There are plenty of ships that leaving the harbor here. I think I'll sneak onto one of them, set sail for pastures anew. Well, we don't know where he's going, necessarily. And we didn't hear what he said there, unfortunately. But, hopefully we'll see him again before too long. As for me, it's getting very late, in fact. So, it's time for us to start wrapping up. But yes, we have just had our first introduction to the world of the Nazcan script, which is pretty neato. Let's see, what do we want to do before we finish? Oh yeah, there's one thing that I forgot that I have now remembered that is pretty important. Yes indeed. So, yeah, before we go on, I just want to say that my speedrun, my Jamestown speedrun, has finally been verified. As of this weekend, actually. Yeah, I didn't think to check until after the stream on Monday, and I didn't think to check until after the stream on Monday, and then on Tuesday I was distracted by the collab, and today I just forgot earlier today. But we now have the information, or now I both have the information and have the wherewithal to share. So yes, so as of right now, as of August 11th, 2021, I am the world record holder for Jamestown speedrunning. More specifically, well, I was going to say, more specifically, any percent one player legendary. But I guess given that there's only one category with runs in it, I am sort of the champion by default. But, that's not necessarily something that's going to stay that way forever. Unfortunately, I don't. Yeah, especially with the potential changes to my schedule that are coming in the future. Oh, hello, Cole. Unfortunately, you have come with a raid at just the wrong time because I am just about to end. But thank you very much for the raid, nonetheless. Hello, Cole. I am so glad to receive you and everyone. I guess since you're all here now, I'll mention it again. Yeah, I am now as of I believe last Sunday. I am my world record run of Jamestown. My world record speed run of Jamestown has been verified. So if you want to take a look at that, feel free to do so. Yes, Fairy Faye, yes. Hello. Golem Raid, indeed. But yeah, now I was just about to talk about the schedule for today. Congrats on the world record. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, the schedule. So, I guess this is the perfect time because we've got some people coming in. So if anyone wants to see some more of my content, you will have the opportunity to very soon. So yes, tomorrow we'll be doing something. I'm not sure yet. Not perhaps the most reassuring thing to hear, but Thursdays are sort of a free day for me. I usually don't decide what to do on Thursday until right before the stream. But we'll see what happens on Thursday, and then on Friday we will be back with some more Ni no Kuni, if you were hoping to see some of that. So yeah. Let's see, I can't think of anything else to say for the moment. So, thank you very much for the raid, Cole. And, I suppose, now I have to go find someone to raid myself. Don't want to lose any of this momentum now, do we? So yeah, let's see who else is online right now. Let's see. Yeah, let's drop in and see Judo again real quick. Yeah, let's go drop in and raid Judo. So yes, once again, thank you for the raid. Sorry I couldn't have hosted you all for a little bit longer here. But nonetheless, we are going to go visit a good friend of mine, Judo Kami. And yeah, we'll go have a very important meeting with him. So yes, let's see. Raid, there we go. Judo Kami. Yes, let us get this raid underway. The raid message here is, as always, we have arrived. Like to keep it nice and calm and low-key around these parts. And yeah, once again, Cole, thank you for the raid. Thank you for being here, everyone. Hope you all have a fine night. And let us go and share the love with Judo Kami here. Yes. Once again, hope you all have a fine night. And yes, thank you very much. Let us get this raid underway.